Hello, my dear students. In our last chapter, we have studied about the leaf, that is a part of the leaf, and also the different shapes of the leaf, and about the venation of the leaves, that is reticulate venation and the parallel venation. In today's video, we'll discuss about the types of the leaves and the function of the leaf. So what are the types of leaves? There are two types of leaves. They are mainly the simple leaf and the compound leaf. We have previously discussed about the parts of the leaf, that is the leaf consists of the leaf lamina. This is the leaf lamina. It consists of the leaf lamina, which is a broad flattened green structure of the leaf, that is called the leaf lamina, and it is attached to the petiole to the stem, and in between two it's the axillary bud. So what happens in the simple leaf? The lamina or the leaf blade is undivided, that is it is not branched. So in some leaf there are incisions present. These are the incisions are present in some leaf. In some leaf the incisions are present, and these incisions do not reach up to the midrib, so the leaves are not divided into leaflets. So you can see over here it may have incision, but the incisions are not deep enough to divide the leaf blade into leaflets. And also you might have seen the lobes of the leaf. In some leaves the lobes are there like this. The leaves are lobed leaves. Here also the incisions the lobes do not reach the midrib, and hence it is a simple leaf. So when the incision reach up to the midrib and several leaflet arise, then they are compound leaves. So in these two, the incisions or the lobes do not reach the midrib, so they are simple leaf. And also at the axil there is a bud present, and these are called the axillary bud. So this is all about the simple leaf. What do you mean by compound leaf? Compound leaves are the leaves in which the lamina of the compound leaf is divided into many leaflets. The lamina is divided into many leaflets. These are the leaflets. So these are the leaflets. This is called the leaflet, and the leaflet is attached. This leaflet is attached to the midrib. This is the midrib, and in the compound leaf it is called rachis. So it is called rachis in the compound leaf. Each leaflet is attached to the midrib of the leaf called the rachis, and this compound leaf can be seen in neem. And simple leaves, the good examples are mango. So the compound leaves are divided into three categories according to how the leaflets are arranged in the midrib or the petiole. So they are three types, that is palmately compound leaf, pinnately compound leaf, and bipinnately compound leaf. What do you mean by palmately compound leaf? So the leaf in which the leaflet diverge from the petiole, end of the petiole, like the fingers, palms of the fingers that radiate outwards. This is called the palmate leaf. It appears like a palm of a hand, and this is the petiole, and these are the leaflet. So this is called the palmately compound leaf. What do you mean by pinnately compound leaf? When the leaflet are arranged along the main vein. When the leaflet are arranged along the main vein, this is the main vein, and the leaflet are arranged like this. This is called the pinnately compound leaf. They appear like a feather. They give a feather-like appearance. Palmately compound leaf gives a palm-like appearance, and the pinnately compound leaf gives like a feather-like appearance. And these are present in the neem. What are bipinnately compound leaves? In this, the leaflet are arranged in the secondary veins. That is, this is the main vein or midrib, and when it is further divided into veinlets or the secondary vein, this give rise to the leaflet. it is called the bipinnately compound leaf, or it is also called double compound leaf. So this is the double compound leaf or the bipinnately compound leaf. This is the main vein. This is the main vein, and this is the secondary vein. Main vein and secondary vein, and the leaflet arise out of the secondary vein, and walnut are the good examples of the bipinnately compound leaf. We studied about the simple leaf and the compound leaf. Simple leaf consists of a single lamina, and the lamina is not divided either by the incision or by the lobes, and here the axillary bud is present at the axil of the leaf, but here the axillary bud is not present at the axil of the leaflet, but it is present at the axil of the compound leaf, and it is present, I repeat that axillary bud is present at the axil of the compound leaf, not at the axil of the leaflet. And the compound leaf is divided into three types: palmately compound leaf, pinnately and bipinnately. Palmately compound leaves are, they diverge from the end of the petiole and give like a finger like appearance. They are present in the poison ivy. Pinnately compound leaf are arranged along the main vein, example the neem, and the bipinnately compound leaves are are also called the double compound leaves, and the leaflets arise from the secondary vein, that is the midrib, again divide into the secondary vein, and from there the leaflet come out, and these are generally seen in the walnut leaves. So these are all about the simple and the compound leaf. Now what are the function of leaf? Function of leaf. The leaf has three major functions. What are they? What are the three major functions of the leaf? That is photosynthesis. What do you mean by photosynthesis? Photosynthesis occurs in the presence of sunlight, in which they take in water and carbon dioxide from the air, and in the meantime, in the presence of sunlight, they prepare the food, and the food prepared is C6H12O6. That means they prepare glucose, and in the process they give out oxygen. This is called photosynthesis, and this appears during the daytime. The food is generally prepared in the leaf of the plant, because the leaf is called the food factory or the kitchen of the plant, and they use the ingredients like carbon dioxide, water, and they give out glucose, that is 6H12O6, and oxygen, and this is called the photosynthesis. This appears in the presence of sunlight. This occurs in the presence of sunlight. Next is the gaseous exchange. Where does the gaseous exchange takes place? The gaseous exchange generally takes place in the stomata of the leaf. The stomata are present in the lower surface of the leaf, and through the stomata the carbon dioxide during the daytime goes inside and oxygen comes out through the stomata. So the stomata is present generally on the lower surface of the leaf, and the oxygen that is given out by the leaf is very much useful for the living organism like the human beings, animals, and other living organisms, because they survive with the help of the oxygen, and also oxygen is used for burning. Third is transpiration. So what is transpiration? The loss of water in form of water vapor from the leaf of the plant is called the transpiration. So excess water is released in the form of water vapor, and they are released through the leaf surface, and the excess water that is released through in the form of water vapor, and they come out through the stomata, the small openings that is present on the undersurface of the leaf, and it is called the stomata. This is all about the transpiration. So the function of the leaf include photosynthesis that takes place during the daytime, and it is the production of glucose and oxygen in the presence of sunlight, and they use carbon dioxide and water that is absorbed from the soil through the roots, and it distributed through the various parts of the plant through the stem. Gases exchange takes place, that is carbon dioxide is taken from the outside and oxygen is given out, and that is used by the living organism for the survival. And this stomata is present in the lower surface of the leaf, and they also help in transpiration. What is transpiration? Transpiration is the loss of excess water from the surface of the leaf, from the aerial parts of the plant, and it generally occurs in the leaf in the through the stomata. So today we have studied about the types of leaves and the function of the leaves. Thank you.